everybody, I'm Jonathan Randall, and welcome to another episode of How You Like Me Now, Fall Edition. Ooh, break out the pumpkin spice. Good times at the last Save the Garden comedy show at the Elizabeth Street Garden. Huge thank you to everyone who came out to support me, live comedy, and of course, the garden. Special thank you to all the comics that performed on the show throughout the summer. The Elizabeth Street Garden is still at risk of being destroyed by the city. You could donate to help save the garden on Venmo. I will put the Venmo in the description, and come by the garden and chill out. It's awesome. I can't believe that the summer is already over. The older I get, the faster things seem to go by. I heard a theory about as we age, our perception of time is linked to how much time we've already lived and experienced. So when you're younger and haven't experienced a lot of time, it feels like it goes by slower than when we were older and have more memories and experiences to draw on, so things seem a lot faster. It makes me wonder if we could eternal sunshine of the spotless mind ourselves, if then we would be able to experience time like a child instead of an adult. I mean, do I need to go get hit on the head somewhere and lose my memory? Because that's a pro of amnesia that you never hear about, and I think it's kind of a good one. So, Jill Biden got COVID despite being double vaccinated and double boosted. People say, well, if she wasn't vaccinated, she would have got even sicker. Really? Well, remember when they were saying that if you're vaccinated, you won't get COVID and you can't spread it? And that turned out to be completely false. So how can we really believe anything they say about the vaccine? Hell, I wouldn't trust Fauci if I needed directions to a hospital. I mean, the vaccine was supposed to save everybody, but all it really ended up doing was turning people against each other. Yeah, the thing that was supposed to save us made us more enemies. It's absolutely crazy, I think. I mean, what? The hype for the vaccine, it brought out the absolute worst in people. We had Sean Penn saying, oh, the unvaccinated are holding a loaded gun to the world. And people were cutting off their friends and family and acting like they were dead for not getting something that was supposed to save them from dying. But all it did was pit us against each other, which is what those in power want to do. Because having people fight amongst themselves, so they're too busy to focus on what's really keeping us all down, is kind of their agenda. The only people that really profited from the vaccine were the pharmaceutical companies. And let me tell you, $90 billion could have helped a hell of a lot more people than the vaccine ever will. But what America has shown time and time again is that it cares more about lining the pockets of pharmaceutical companies than it does about the well-being of the American people. That's why if you want to get a prescription, the price is so high. That's why, we don't have insurance for everybody. And you know what's as bad as the crazy conspiracies about the vaccine? The propaganda for it. The vaccine didn't expose who was selfish. It exposed who was a sheep. If you cut people out of your life for not being vaccinated, you're the asshole, not them for thinking for themselves. I had COVID at least twice, and neither time was too bad, even though I'm not vaccinated. Of course, the first time was a lot scarier because it was when COVID first hit and everybody was freaking out, but it was because of the unknown, not because of the virus itself. I am so proud that I'm not vaccinated, and I have met so many people that regret getting the vaccine, but I have not met any that regret not getting it. And before you chime in and be like, that's because they're all dead, wah, wah, plenty of people who got the vaccine still died of COVID. Anyway, Grandpa Joe is tested negative because even COVID wants nothing to do with his old ass body. COVID is like, I am highly contagious, but even I can't survive in Biden's old ass blood. I think Biden's blood type is dust, by the way. So one thing that's even worse than being crazy old is being a rapist, which is what E. Jean Carroll accused Trump of being. Now, Donnie has already been ordered to pay her $5 million for sexual assault and defamation, and now a federal judge has found America's favorite scumbag liable again for defamation when he denied raping her. Of course, he claims he's not guilty and has the very classy excuse of, "She's not my type," which I guess means she doesn't look enough like his daughter Ivanka. There will be a trial about how much Trump has to pay Carol in monetary damages, and for some reason, people are still supporting this guy. How are you not embarrassed to support Donald Trump? How have we come to this in a society that he's even an option to be president again? America. Tamir Pardo, a former head of Mossad, which is Israel's intelligence agency, has gone on the record that Israel is enforcing an apartheid system in the West Bank. I know. What a self-hating Jew. He joins many former Israeli officials in stating that Palestinians have second-class status in order to maintain Jewish supremacy from the river to the sea. He said, and I quote, "In a territory where two people are judged under two legal systems, that is an apartheid state." Of course, he was quickly attacked for saying what human rights organizations and the Palestinian people have been saying for years. The Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court defines apartheid as an institutionalized regime of systemic oppression and domination by one racial group over any other racial group, which could be Israel's bio on its Instagram. Listen, it's okay to admit that Israel is an apartheid state, because that's the first step to ending it, which in the long run will benefit Israel. But like we are seeing with the judicial reforms taking place, Israel seems determined to destroy itself, admitting when you were wrong, stopping settler violence and expansion, and ending the occupation and the ongoing human rights violations of the Palestinian people will only benefit Israel in the long run. Israel is more concerned with its right to exist than its ability to do so in the future. And with the Arab population expected to outnumber Israelis, it needs to be way more proactive in ending the occupation and creating a Palestinian state rather than thinking that they're just acting out God's will. Free Palestine. If you're not following me on social media, please do on all platforms at Jonathan Randall. Also, I could really use your support on my Ko-fi page. I will put the link in the description. I appreciate all the people that support me on it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm excited for the fall. I'm Jonathan Randall. How you like me now?